All right, my friend. So in the previous lesson, we have learned how to add change files into the staging area. Actually, learn a little bit more about why that staging area exists. So in this lesson, we're going to start making our commits. All right, so far we have modified index HTML file and style CSS file, and then we staged both of those files. So now it looks like they're ready to be committed. So we are at the stage where we want to take those files, we want to commit them, and add that commit to the commit history down here. So remember, a commit is basically like a save point, and it's a snapshot in time of your code at that particular point in time. So in this tutorial, I'm just going to show you how to make commits. So here we are. I'm still in the same directory, project 1. Okay, so in the previous lesson, what we did was create these two files. We added them to the staging area, so they are ready to be committed. And we see that by saying get status. Now for me, they are appearing in green, which means they're ready to be committed. They're ready for their commitment. Okay, so how do we commit these files in? So to commit the stage files, I'm just going to say git commit. Then we say the -m flag. That means that we want to pass in a message, and this message is in double quotes, and this needs to be a descriptive message. So for example, if, let's say you're fixing a bug, you can type something like fix bug in sidebar. All right, is that cool? Follow? So basically, you should write something that's descriptive for the commit message, not something, esoteric. You're just going to use them for future reference, all right, to trigger a memory or, one of your collaborators so that they know what exactly it is. So in our case, all we've done is added index.html and the style.css file. So I'm just going to say add index and styles files as my commit message. And then, as we can see right here, it says that we've made a commit with a message, and this number right here is the ID of that commit. And we've made that commit on the master branch. Yeah, we're going to get into branches a bit later on, but just remember that, like I said, the default branch is the master branch when we create a repository. And this just means that we have made that commit to the master branch. Okay, so we've made this commit, and it's now been added to the commit history. So what I want to do now is just make another couple of commits. And that way we can review the commit history. Well, that way there will be a commit history. All right. So I'm going to add div tag in here. And then inside this tag, I'm going to say hello world. I'll save that now, and it's going to be orange on the left here, which means we've changed it. So sometimes it's shown green in here, and sometimes it's orange. Green means there's a new file, and orange means that you've changed an existing file. But either way, they've been modified, and we'll need to add those to the staging area. Oh, and by the way, you wouldn't make a commit something as small as this, right? I'm just demonstrating how to make several commits. So we'll add this to the staging area, and I'm just going to say git add and then dot. So this dot will add all the files and folders to the staging area. Even though it's just one file, it's just quicker that way. So let's check what's in the staging area by saying git status. Make sure it's green. Okay, so now see the index file is waiting to be committed. So we can now say git commit and then a message. And I will say add text to the index. Cool. So now we've added another commit with this ID on the master branch. And there's been one file change and one insertion and one deletion. We didn't delete anything, but this is just the way that Git works. It's good to communicate that way. So if we change one of the lines right here, we change this one, what Git does is it actually says that we've deleted the line and we added it. So it doesn't see it as a change. So we've deleted a line and we've inserted one. So it's the same thing as being a one-line change. So we have two commits, and I want to do one more. I'm just going to come to the styles.css file, and I will add in a background color right here. I'm going to say background color blue, and I'll save that. Okay, so now I will say git add then dot. So I'm using dot instead of the file name just because it's quicker. So let's say git status again to check, see if it's in the staging area. Okie dokie. Now we can commit. So I'm going to say git commit. And the message is going to be add background color to body. All right, so now we've done these 3 different commits, and it is committed to the master branch. Now we've got a separate unique ID for each commit. So we've got 3 commits. We've got 3 different save points on our master branch in our commit history. So what do we want to do if we want to review this commit history? Well, all you need to do is say git log, and this is going to show us a log of all the different commits that we've made. So each of these yellow lines right here represents a different commit that we made. So it's a very long, unique string of letters and numbers, and they are all different. So this little I right here, these are the first few letters of one of these IDs. So it's kind of like the short version of these IDs, and this is a full version of these IDs. And underneath of that, it says who's made the commit, and I'm sure that's me. And my username, and also my email, the date that it was committed, and the message of the commit. It says exactly what has happened. So when it is committed, it is committed. Now, you're not necessarily going to want to see all of this info all the time. You might just want to see like a short version of it. So if you want to just see the short version of it, you can say git log, then --1 line. And this is going to show you all the different commits in your commit history, and it gets squashed into 1 line. So we've got the short ID here, and we've got the message. All right. So that is your commit history. We'll take a short break in here, and we'll come back in the next lesson.